Hello everybody, this is Eric Navas. In this video I'm going to be doing another audiobook audio letter of another newspaper clip that was done on the original Winnipeg UBF. It's entitled called Mother of UBF Recruit Speaks. By recruit they mean like a UBF shepherd. Alright, so here's the original. Let me zoom in a little more for you guys. So this is the original newspaper clip. Alright. The Monauban, Volume 78, Number 12, Page 5, October 24th, 1990. Mother of UBF Recruit Speaks by L.F. Ferris. This year, a small group of religious enthusiasts has been unceremoniously banished from campus. They have effectively been silent, states Law 2 student R. Brandt in his letter responding to articles on the University Bible Fellowship by Gret Rieg. It is my opinion that a campus ban will not silence this group. Their insidious activity, which takes place under the guise of the teachings of Christ, has ominous and far-reaching results for some university students. I'm a concerned parent of a second-year student from rural Manawba who was recruited by the UBF in the cafeteria of his residence in September 1989, just weeks after arriving at the University of Manawba. My son met the initial requirements for this group: over 18, away from home for the first time, and vulnerable, etc. Yeah. So, just a side note, one of the two things that really attract people into cults is one, if they're like vulnerable or like down, really at a down moment, really like feeling down at a time in their life, and or if they're not very knowledgeable about cults and their influence and the effects of cults. Alright, let me continue. In recent months, my concern has reached a level of alarm. Involvement with this group has dramatically changed my son's outlooks and beliefs. He's being trained for discipleship in a one-to-one Bible study, and is so busy he is home less and less. As Reek stated, social contact with friends and family outside of UBF is discouraged. My son's summer job was here, so he lived at home. His UBF discipler trainer maintained regular and at times persistent contact by mail, telephone, and in person for Bible study. And just a side note, this was written back in 1990. This is before the internet, so that's why it's phone and mail. Had I known then what I know now, I would have let him in the door. Shepherdess Esther Kim, in telephone discussions with me, stated that I should appreciate the time UBF was giving my son, helping him in Bible study, living according to Christ's teaching, and getting good remarks. She's also stated that UBF does not tell anyone what to do, supposedly. Members are adults who make their own choices about what they do and how they live. In a 50-minute conversation with a concerned and anxious mother, me, she did not ask even one question about me. Kim should remember that Jesus Christ had a mother, and parents are not inconsequential to saints or sinners. UBF activities on campus, including fishing, quote-unquote fishing for new members, are now banned. My son stated that he accepts if he is caught quote-unquote fishing, he will be subject to disciplinary action. I feel UBF has given half-truths on this issue, since my son was aware that penalties could result, but not aware that he could be kicked out of his residence or expelled. He states the UBF sees such action as persecution, and Christians have been persecuted throughout the ages. If he is persecuted, it's God's will and he will accept it. Any opposition or argument from me is also regarded as persecution. I am a divorced woman. Divorce is contrary to UBF's interpretation of Bible teaching, and as a sinner, I, quote, deserve the judgment and wrath of God, end quote. My son states he intends to be a missionary for UBF. The literature gives details of self-support missionaries and plans for UBF members who are quote encouraged to be used by God, end quote, for work in the third world, the Middle East, Latin countries, etc. My son is quote unquote called before graduation, he will work at a low job. Example, chicken killer, cook, chauffeur, etc. And God will take care of him because his quote calling is God's will. My deepest concerns stem from the dramatic changes in this young man in 1 year. He started a part-time job at 15 to save for university. He worked hard in high school and received academic and citizenship awards. He was an active member of our church and did his share of chores around the house and yard. And yes, we had our share of disagreements and family fights. Is he a, quote, wandering student for whom Esther can have a broken shepherd heart, end quote? I recognize and respect his decision to accept Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior, and I care about what happens to him. However, I have great concerns about the application of his faith and beliefs as a member of UBF. Society today is conscious of many freedoms and rights. For me, many of these hard-won rights carry inherent responsibilities. In this case, faced with freedom of religion, freedom of expression, and basic human rights, I have very limited ways to exercise my parental rights to try and protect my son from UBF's cult personality. By stating my concerns publicly, I risk further criticism and ridicule. If one young person reads this and thinks twice before associating with UBF, then my risk will be worthwhile. So, I don't know if the mom's even alive, but if she is, and if you come across this video, just note that what you have done is not in vain, and that there are people like me who are willing to speak up against UBF, who is willing to make sure that your voice will be heard. Zarek Navas, signing off.